deep inside a mysterious forest, where no human had stepped for years, a young yogi sat in terrifying penance. His body had become almost lifeless, his bones visible, his breath silent like death itself. And then, even Lord Shiva stopped walking. Why would Mahadev himself pause before a teenage yogi? Who was this child ascetic, whose tapasya shook even the heavens? This is the extraordinary beginning of Machcheendra Naath. Lord Shiva and Bhagwan Dattatreya were wandering through the sacred forests near Badrakashram, admiring the divine beauty of nature for 3 continuous days. Suddenly, their footsteps stopped. In the middle of the dense wilderness sat a young yogi, barely 17 or 18 years old, completely absorbed in severe tapasya. His body had turned skeletal from years of meditation. Seeing such unimaginable penance at such a young age, even Shiva and Dattaprabhu were astonished. Lord Shiva then asked Dattatreya to discover the purpose behind this yogi's tapasya. Dattatreya approached the young ascetic and gently called out, "O young tapasvi, why are you performing such terrible penance?" After great effort, the yogi slowly opened his eyes. The moment he saw the radiant divine master standing before him, he bowed with deep humility and said, "Gurudev, for the last 12 years, I have not seen a single human being here. Yet today, you have arrived before me. I feel you have not come merely to question my tapasya, but to bless me with divine grace. Please reveal who you truly are." Dattatreya smiled compassionately and replied, "I am Dattatreya, son of Atri. I have come here to shower my grace upon you." The moment Machcheendra Naath heard these words, tears filled his eyes. Holding Dattaprabhu's feet, he cried, "Gurudev, if you are present everywhere, why did you ignore me for 12 long years?" Seeing his devotion, the compassionate Dattatreya lovingly consoled him. Then placing his divine hand upon Machcheendra Naath's head, he initiated him with sacred mantras. At that very moment, an inner spiritual awakening exploded within him. He realized the eternal truth that the one Brahman exists everywhere. After this, Dattatreya presented Machcheendra Naath before Lord Shiva. Under Shiva's guidance, Dattatreya taught him divine arts, sacred knowledge, mantras, tantra, yogic sciences, and spiritual powers. He granted him mastery over celestial energies and prepared him to become a powerful Natha yogi. Finally, according to the Nath tradition, Machcheendra received Yog Diksha. He was adorned with Nath symbols, spiritual ornaments, sacred instruments, and the authority to spread the Nath Sampradaya across the world. After blessing him, Shiva and Dattatreya returned to their divine abode. Following their command, Machcheendra journeyed toward the south. During his travels, he eventually reached the sacred Saptashringi mountain. There, after receiving the darshan of Goddess Amba, he began singing hymns and praises with deep devotion. Suddenly, by the grace of the Divine Mother, a powerful inspiration awakened within him to create a divine scripture in poetic form, one that would help suffering humanity. But such a sacred mission required divine approval. So Machcheendra performed a 7-day spiritual ritual before the goddess. Pleased with his devotion, the Divine Mother finally appeared before him and asked, "What do you desire, O Natha?" Machcheendra bowed and replied, "O Mother, I wish to compose the sacred Shabari Vidya. Please bless me so this mission succeeds." The goddess then took him to the mystical Martund mountain. There, she instructed him to perform sacred fire rituals using bija mantras. As the ritual intensified, a gigantic radiant serpent tree suddenly manifested. It shone with supernatural brilliance. Every branch of that mystical tree was inhabited by different divine beings and siddha powers. The goddess revealed a secret spiritual process through which Machcheendra could attain their blessings and mantras. She instructed him. Near Brahmagiri lies Anjan mountain. Beside it flows a sacred river called Kachit. On its banks exist 100 water-filled kunds. Take a white creeper vine and place one piece into each kund. The kund where the vine comes alive, bathe there and drink a little of its water. You may lose consciousness, but continue chanting the 12 names of Surya until awareness returns. Then collect that water and bring it back here. Sprinkle it upon this serpent tree while chanting Surya's sacred names. One by one, the divine beings residing upon this tree will become pleased. and grant you spiritual powers. But the process was extremely difficult. It demanded 6 months of relentless effort and discipline. Machcheendra followed every instruction exactly as told. Through tireless spiritual practice, he pleased all the divine forces residing within the mystical tree. With the blessings and knowledge they granted him, he composed the powerful scripture known as Shabari Vidya. Having now become spiritually complete and immensely powerful, Machcheendra traveled toward Bengal. In a village called Chandragiri lived a wealthy and righteous Brahmin named Sarvapadale and his virtuous wife. Despite having everything, the couple suffered deeply because they had no children. One day, Machcheendra arrived at their home seeking alms. Seeing his divine radiance, the Brahmin woman opened her heart and shared her sorrow. Machcheendra then took a pinch of sacred ash from his pouch, energized it with Surya mantras, and gave it to her. He said, "Consume this sacred ash. By its power, a divine child named Harinarayan shall be born from your womb. And after 12 years, I myself shall return to bless him." After accepting alms, the Nath yogi departed. But later, when the woman told neighboring ladies about the ash, they filled her mind with fear. They warned her about mysterious wandering yogis and dark magic. Slowly, doubt entered her heart, and in fear, she threw the sacred ash onto a heap of cow dung behind the temple. Thus ends the powerful and mystical chapter 2 of Navnath Kathasar. But this was only the beginning of Machcheendra Naath's divine journey. What happened next will completely change the destiny of the Nath Sampradaya. We shall meet again in chapter 3. Till then, stay connected. Jai Gurudev Datta.